Hey, did you just find out you're the subject of an SEC investigation? Then you are in the right place. You're probably wondering, me being under investigation, is that a public thing? Good news for you, it's not. No, the SEC doesn't want to tip off other potential witnesses as to the investigation of you and your conduct. So they're going to do this informally and a little bit behind your back, actually, a lot behind your back. You know why? Because they are going to be going to your custodians, your broker dealers, your clients. They're going to be issuing subpoenas for information and documents. They're going to be coming to you and asking you to come on the record and provide testimony. So, no, they're not going to go public if you're under investigation, because God forbid they should be wrong. They don't want to publicize that either. So, rest assured, if you got a subpoena, you find out you're under investigation, it's not public yet. So, if you found out you're the subject of an SEC investigation, you may be wondering, what happens next? Good question. Listen, if they've gone through the investigative process and they have determined you have in fact conducted some wrongdoing, they're going to make a decision. Are they going to lodge a lawsuit against you? Are they going to seek criminal charges against you? They can do both, and you should be ready for that, which is why it's really important for you to get counsel at the beginning of an investigation and as soon as you find out you are the subject of it. The consequences could be dire. So if you just found out you're the subject of an SEC investigation, you are probably freaking the fuck out. You should be, frankly, because it's not normal to be under investigation. Good news is it may not end up being a bad thing, right? They could do their investigation and they could say, hey, no wrongdoing. However, it could go the other way too, and they find out you did in fact commit securities rules and regulations violations. So what's the worst case scenario? If you are a financial advisor that just found out you're the subject of an SEC enforcement investigation, you may be wondering, what's the worst that could happen? Before we get to what's the worst thing that can happen to you, the best thing that can happen to you is that there's no finding of wrongdoing. So don't freak out quite yet. But what's the worst thing that could happen? You could be barred. You could be censured. You could be facing a suspension. You could even be subject to a fine. And let's be real, those fines aren't going to be $5,000. They're not going to be $10,000. They're not going to be $25,000. They're going to be over $100,000. So give us a call, 770-462-2118, and let us jump in and save your livelihood and your firm.